Welcome to the Nervous System Care and Healing Podcast, where we talk about how to take care of ourselves in mind, in body, in spirit, while we navigate systems that were designed to keep us dysregulated. I'm your host, Liz, a neurodivergent therapist of color, and I'm really glad that you're here. Hey everyone. I wanted to record today's episode to share some reminders for all of our nervous systems for when the world feels really overwhelming. And one term that I want to share as an important part of the context here is the term polycrisis. And this term refers to the multiple distinct crises that are happening all at once in conjunction with each other, in connection with each other. And these are crises of an ecological nature, sociopolitical, social, technological, etc. And so as I'm recording this in April of 2026, I would guess that wherever you're listening from, wherever you are, and whatever circumstances you find yourself in, that pretty much all of us can agree that the world is experiencing a polycrisis. And so it's really natural to feel overwhelmed as we pay attention to what's happening in the world. And so that's where I come back to these 3 reminders, and I'll share them with you. And whether 1 or 2 or all 3 reminders resonate with you, my hope is that you'll take what you need from this, share whatever's helpful to the people in your world, and anything that doesn't resonate can set that aside as well. So the first reminder for our nervous systems is to be compassionate to yourself. And one way to show compassion is to really accept and understand that our nervous systems are doing the best that they can. However, your nervous system is responding to the state of the world or any combination of personal or collective overwhelm that you're experiencing, know that your reaction makes sense in the context of your whole life, in the context of the experiences that you've had, conscious and subconscious memories, as well as ancestral and intergenerational experiences that are held and remembered in the nervous system. Within that whole context, every reaction and response that we have makes sense. And so instead of blaming or shaming ourselves or criticizing and judging ourselves for feeling flooded or feeling frozen or for experiencing shutdowns or burnout or meltdowns, we can instead offer that grace and understanding and kindness toward ourselves. And it can be as simple as saying, my experience makes sense. The second reminder that I find helpful in times of overwhelm is to actually allow ourselves space and time to feel and process, and to not bottle it all up forever. I think that when life and the world feel overwhelming or overstimulating, it's really natural to want to suppress our feelings, to sweep it under the rug. And that can offer a temporary form of relief. But if we're always bottling things up, pushing things down instead of letting feelings come to surface or letting ourselves grieve or cry or have a cathartic scream, or whatever it is we need to do, if we don't allow space for that, then things can get stuck in the nervous system. Feelings that aren't felt or experiences that aren't digested and metabolized, they create a backlog in the nervous system. And then they can start to pop up in different and seemingly random ways, like lashing out for seemingly no reason or experiencing physical symptoms of stress in the body. Because, of course, the mind and the body and the emotions and our physical state, they're also interconnected. Even though there may be social scripts or cultural scripts that are telling us to just power through everything, put on a happy face, just tough it out, the reality is that we all need space to have our process. And our process can look a lot of different ways. For some people, it can look like having a really deep cry. For others, it is having a heart to heart and being in conversation with people, verbally processing. For others, they might dance or sing or make art or music as a way of processing. And others might go to a therapeutic space, a group healing space. There are lots of ways that we can find or make space to really feel and process in real time so that we don't experience this backlog of emotions. And with our emotions, the point isn't to fix them or to make them go away. The point is just to be with the emotion. So I think about the characters from Inside Out and how those are examples of how every part of us has a place in our system. Joy and sadness and anger and disappointment. And our life is just a matter of being in relationship with each part of us, that there's nothing to fix. Grief doesn't need to be fixed. It simply needs to be witnessed. And the third reminder for taking care of our nervous systems when the world is overwhelming is to explore aligned action. So there is a balance between being with the experience, bearing witness to our experiences, and then also taking action in whatever way is available and accessible based on your capacity and your available resources. And in community, everybody has a role, everybody has gifts to share, and we all have something to learn from each other. And so, in terms of aligned action, I would be so curious about what skills, gifts, energy, or resources each individual feels that they have to contribute, and how we can all come together in so many different ways across the fabric of society to help put a stop to these systems that cause so much overwhelm and crisis in the first place. So, wherever you are in the world, whatever in here resonates with you, I hope you'll carry it with you and carry it into the places and communities that are beloved to you. And again, the reminders I'll leave y'all with is to be really compassionate with yourself and be kind to your nervous system. Allow yourself space to feel and process, and don't feel like you have to bottle it all up forever. And finally, explore aligned action. Explore your role in all this and really lean into community. All right, that's it for now. Thank you so much for listening to the Nervous System Care and Healing podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow or subscribe on whatever platform you use to listen to podcasts. And if you ever have a few minutes to leave a rating and review, it would mean so much to me, and it helps other people to find the podcast and spread the care. Please remember that this podcast is not a replacement for therapy, coaching, or professional mental health services. The information shared here is generalized, it may not reflect every individual nuance, and it should not be interpreted as personalized mental health advice. So please do seek out additional support if you need it. Take care and be well. This is Liz at Nervous System Care and Healing.